Hi everyone, my name is Tom, the Wandering Wolf, and today you're coming on a journey with me to the woods to talk about the runes and leave offerings to the river, and happy Mother's Day. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are heading to the river to leave some offerings and honor the spirit of the river, the water, and our mothers. Today's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there, and my own mom. And to Mother Earth, who has blessed us with so many wonderful, beautiful gifts. A place to rest our head, shelter, food, all those wonderful blessings. We brought some flowers, and I have some honey, some other smaller things in my book bag. And once we get to the spot, I'm going to leave some of those offerings and pray, maybe sing, as well as talk about a new project involving the runes in my journey with them moving forwards. And I'll see you there. Little guy. Oh. We are here at the river at my spot, and I often refer to it as my spot, even though it's not technically my spot, because I spend a lot of time doing spiritual work here, meditation. I've had important conversations here and done some healing work here, and so I like to intimately call it my spot. And now I'm going to show you the river spot that we're going to sit at and hang out and leave offerings. If you've been on my TikTok at all, if you've come here from TikTok, you've probably seen this space before, as I've talked about offerings and doing work here. So we are here, and we're going to do our offerings. There's nobody here, which is wonderful. There is graduation, and it's Mother's Day outside of the forest. So there shouldn't be too many distractions today. Usually I have people who walk by in the background, curious to see what I'm doing, so I don't think we're going to have any of that today. So to start off, we are going to go ahead and get the honey out of the bag. It's our basic honey. Little bear. And I have flowers. These are specifically for the water spirits and the river spirits. And we're going to go ahead and put some of that in the water. So I may actually have to get in the water today. Water is very cold. It's very, very cold. But we're going to go ahead and... So this water is very cold. It is refreshing for someone like me who has very hot energy. Honey. I'm going to take some of the flowers and we're going to put them in the water, not with the plastic. And there she goes. I tried to catch it in a video beforehand. That flower was well received, and the river's flowing very strong today. I'm very happy to see that. So we've left flowers and honey. Sometimes I leave molasses as well. Learned that from a good friend of mine named Samsista Brujo Luis. Give him credit where credit is due. And you should check out his TikTok, YouTube channel. He's awesome. And we just recently did a ceremony for the river a few weeks ago. And I believe he has that up on his own YouTube page as well as TikTok. So ultimately, the second reason for today's visit to the river is to talk about a study of the runes. I've been studying the runes on and off for the last almost decade. And I've taken the last 2 years to have a month to 2 months of in-depth study of just the runes, nothing else. And I'm going through that process again this year. And I wanted to document that journey instead of just writing about it. And give you some magical, meditative, spiritual tips. And follow me on this journey. And today, the rune is Jera. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So Jera looks like this. It is spelled like this. And that is our rune for today. That symbol is going to be the rune symbol that you focus on when we do meditations. So that's what Jera looks like. Or, if you have a set of runes, particularly a set of stones or wood, you can use those as well. I like to use the cards that I have, and I don't remember what the name of the company is. I'll include that in the video, but I'm going to show you what these look like. And these are often seen on my TikTok for the Rune of the Day, Rune of the Week videos that I've done. And I have a little visitor here. Say hi. And so this is the Jera card. Nice card stock, very thick. This is the 12th rune of the runic alphabet, and we're going to focus primarily on the Elder Futhark. So Jera. Jera means the year, the harvest, the boon, the success, the achievements of your goals, or the lack of achievement of your goals. It does not always mean success. It could just mean the outcome was not ultimately what you wanted. But the energy that is in that outcome is still accumulated in what would be Jera's energy. Jera is the accumulation of all of the work, whether it's good or bad, or plenty or lack of. Now, the ancestors who would have used Jera in their daily life struggled through the seasons to hurry up and prep for the winter, because the winters were very harsh in the lands of the runes. So their Jera would ultimately come out. Did we do enough during the spring and summer? Did we harvest enough? Were we successful enough to have enough food to make it through this wretched winter? And so when you're working with Jera, think of that for the ancients. Okay, I've busted my butt all summer long, all spring, all summer. I have plenty of food. We'll make it through this winter, and there's enough food, firewood, the house is built, rebuilt, whatever it is that they had to do to survive. Because we're in a modern day age, we don't have to do that kind of work to survive. Well, maybe not all of us, but most of us. We don't have to work like that. So Jera's meaning is still the same in regards to all the hard work that leads up to our accomplishments. Now we look at it differently. So think of a college graduate. And we use that example because the college down the street is actually holding graduation. All of the students worked very hard for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years to achieve whatever degree or doctorate that they're getting. Countless hours of studying, missed parties, missed events, tests, homework, essays, you name it, clinicals. They've done all of that work to ultimately come down to receiving this one particular piece of paper, this degree that represents all of that hard work. That degree is a representation of the Jera energy that was put into all of that. Another way you can look at it is if you're building a house. All of the work that goes into accomplishing this beautiful place that is going to be someone's home, all of that work comes down to the finished product of the house. The Jera energy that's held in that is the accumulation of all of the tradesmen, all of the people who have put their time and effort into it. Now, the energies could have been positive, they could have been negative, and I guess positive and negative wouldn't be the best way to put it. I would say easy flowing energy or frustrated, stagnant energy. And that can ultimately change the vibe of a house when it's finished. Talk about Jera. It's actually present on my bracelet that was made by me. I wear this for protection and calling in the runes, and I work with it in different ways. So this is another way of magical uses of the runes. As we go through the runes, I'll show you the other runes in there. That's a tiger's eye that's there, and Jera next to the Alga's rune. We'll get into that in a different video. Is one that I carry with me every day. And so all the hard work I put in, all of the energy that goes towards my day is represented right there. It's a constant reminder to put the hard work in. Jera. Stare at this symbol. Stare at it, stare at it, stare at it, stare at it. Now that I have Jera ingrained into your mind, we're going to talk about how to use it to encourage movement in your daily life, in your manifestation practices. If you do manifesting, if you do magic, Jera is something you want to visualize in the morning and at night. I would suggest you write down your goal. Write down all the steps you have to take for that goal. As you imagine your goal accomplished, you have a vessel for that energy to go to. Then imagine each and every step, putting intention and energy and intention and energy in each step, recognizing the energy levels building and building and building and building into that cup, which is now your outcome. It is the vessel of everything that accumulated into one place, and that's your energy. And you're going to want to bring that energy into you and allow it to subconsciously influence the movements and acts that you take during the day, and eventually during the week, the month, the year. Keep building it up. It may help for you to chant Jera several times throughout maybe a meditation, if you're comfortable with that. Give yourself patience and time, and don't rush the energy of Jera. Don't rush it. If you do, you'll probably end up with extra things involved that you didn't want. If you're gardening, think of weeds getting into the garden and you missed it because you're trying to rush. And eventually you're going to have to spend more time and more effort in a place that you don't want to be in, and you want to focus on the outcome of the goal. All week long I have used Jera to help me build the small steps to build these videos and what I want to talk about to you. And once I'm done and I put this video together, the Jera energy of everything will be put together into that. And so with that, we're going to end here, and I'm going to create other videos for you to follow along with meditations, magical uses of these runes, and how you can add them into your life, as well as the resources that I've used throughout the years and how I think you should go about working with them in other areas of your life. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.